Hello, everyone. I'm Mark,
And I'm Rob.
and today we're going to talk about whether or not Diana Taurasi should go back to flying commercial after her sarcastic comment. And we're also going to talk about Caitlin Clark's comments about Diana Taurasi, which you'll notice were drastically different. And welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown, one of the hottest and best sports talk shows on the planet. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell at the same time so you get notified of our next videos. So, Rob, of course, I interviewed Diana Taurasi. She's such a likable person. I have no sarcasm in my heart at all for Diana Taurasi.
No, I could tell, Mark. I can tell.
She's not sarcastic. And so the first thing she said, which we covered in another video, was it'll be fun, and we'll talk about that in another video when we talk about who should guard who in the game, and that'll be going out today also. And then after that, she said, "I'm so happy we have charters." Now, Caitlin Clark has said nothing about the charter flights, other than the fact that she was happy that all the women have the charter flights now, just like everybody else did the same thing. She never indicated in any way, shape, or form that it was because of her popularity and increased revenue that she generated, although that was 95% of why they have the charter flights, because they couldn't afford it before that. And she generated over $25 million that they needed to pay for that. Mm-hmm. So she never asked anyone. No one has to thank her. I think they should be aware of that and acknowledge it, just be conscious of it. But that's it. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it wasn't Caitlin Clark who got them to have charter flights, if she was such a great player, a great person, those other previous years, why haven't they been flying charter? If that's the case, we're just all of a sudden they just decided to do it this year and not all the other years.
Rob, I can't believe you have to ask that. Isn't Diana Taurasi the most exciting basketball player in the history of mankind?
That's what I'm saying, Mark. I mean, you would think that
didn't she generate $1 million worth of revenue just by herself from the day one of the Champions League? Billions and billions of dollars by her.
Yeah, you would think so.
Her comment, like, we have a charter. I'm so glad we have charters. She's taking a shot at Clark and Clark did nothing wrong. She gave her the charter flights. She's so unappreciative. I can't. It kills me how bad a person she actually is.
And again, how ignorant just to say something like that. I mean, she is being smart, sarcastic, but it's like, it's okay. You can take a shot like that, but you're flying charter because of someone else. Like you said, you don't have to bow down and acknowledge Clark is great. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to say anything because Clark's not. But with me though, if I was her, I would have said, well, it's about time. I don't know why it took for someone to come into a great person to come into the league for us to finally be able to fly charter. Why weren't they fighting for this for a long time?
Well, it wasn't because of Diana Taurasi, because she couldn't generate the revenue. So I don't know why she needed to take a shot at Clark over that, or even bring the topic up. It wasn't even relevant to the two of them playing today. And by the way, this is today. This is June 30th. We're taping this in the morning of June 30th. And probably the most important game of the year, not necessarily for the most important game of the way, not in terms of the standings, but in terms of interest level and what the league is. Because Diana Taurasi has made it that way by her comments, I think. And also the fact that they're both guards. Diana Taurasi is seen as one of the GOATs. I'm going to argue in another video that she's not the GOAT. But yes, she may be the GOAT of the guards, but she's not the GOAT of the league. But either way, Caitlin Clark has the ability and the potential to be the GOAT, not only of guards, but of all time. And Diana Taurasi knows basketball, and so she knows that. Mm-hmm. And that's why she's worried and how she's so salty towards Clark. Now, notice how Clark talked about Taurasi as opposed to how...
Let me say something real quick, Mark. It's kind of like this game is very important. It's almost like the changing of the guards. So, I mean, exactly. It's kind of like that point. It's like, okay, we got this. We got the old school guard. Now we got the new guard coming in, and this game is people are gonna watch. Oh, the changing of the guard. This is gonna be really neat.
Well, it could be. I think it's more likely to happen in games 2 and 3 when they play, when the games are in Indiana and Clark figures out what she has to figure out against this team and against Diana Taurasi if she covers her at all, which we're going to cover in another video. So we'll see if it's a change of the guard. We'll see what kind of game. I don't think the Fever has much of a chance of winning, but that doesn't mean Clark can't play well or play better than Taurasi. She's outplaying her this year right now. But let's get to how Clark handles what she says about Taurasi. Now we know what Taurasi said before that about you're playing against you look superhuman against 18-year-olds, and it may take some people longer than others, and reality's coming. We all know that, so I'm not going to go over that, but everybody knows about that. So let's talk about how Clark handled it instead. Here's what Clark said. That's somebody I grew up idolizing and looking up to and wanted to be like one day. Oh God, I couldn't read that statement with a straight face.
Well, I know. I was thinking about that when I was thinking about you when I was reading.
Clark an Academy Award.
I was thinking about when I read that, I was like, I wonder how Mark's going to read this. Is he going to be with a straight face?
Okay. I'm sorry. I have to stop in the middle of this. I understand the idolizing and the looking up to, and I think she was sincere when she said that. And in some ways wanted to be like that, yes, because she's, one of the greatest players of all time and maybe the greatest guard of all time. But just the way it comes out, wanting to be like her one day. She doesn't want to be like her at all in other ways. But I thought that was too funny. I'll start over.
Yeah, I saw that, Mark, and I'm like, okay, I want to see what Mark's going to say.
Well, you don't like her either, Rob. Don't go putting that on me.
No, but you seem a little more intense than I am.
That's somebody I grew up idolizing and looking up to it and wanting to be like one day. Obviously, she's one of the greatest players our game has ever seen, greatest scorer our game has ever seen. So for me, I'm excited. It's fun. It's almost like a dream come true. You've got to live out your dream while playing against the best, or one of the best there's ever been. Now, notice she did change that a little bit. She did say that. But she basically called her, one of the 5 best players of all time, essentially the way she worded it, and maybe the best guard. That's the way she worded it. So, anyways, and then she also said this. She said, "It's incredible. I don't think many people realize how hard that is to do." Clark said of Taurasi playing at a high level for 20 years. Obviously, she's done everything that she's needed to do to continue playing at a high level, taking care of her body, continuing to perform at the highest level. I think about it in my rookie year, and it's incredible to think she's been in the league for 20 years. And it's just super cool, a feat that not a lot of people will ever accomplish in their career. Now, how much nicer could she be without getting down on her in front of Diana Taurasi's toes and saying, "You're the greatest person, you're the greatest player of all time, you're the GOAT of everything"?
Yeah, I mean, that just shows the opposite. I mean, here's this young woman, Clark, and here's this older woman, Taurasi, and look, who do you think is the more mature person that's handling this situation more mature?
That's a tough one, Rob. I can't figure it out.
I mean,
Rob, tell me the answer quick.
I think it's definitely Caitlin Clark. I mean, what a way! And it's not fake. It's real. She's not just saying that for the cameras or anything. She really thinks that. But luckily, hopefully, she doesn't. When she idolizes her, hopefully, doesn't, and she wants to be like her. Hopefully, not like her attitude. I mean, maybe her intensity.
Right. Well, I don't think she meant that. I think she meant really, in terms of ability level, I think she meant everything she said in terms of what she accomplished in the 20 years and all that. I think she meant everything. I don't think any of that was fake. I don't think anything she said was fake. But, what can I say, Rob? We pick on Angel Reese. I pick on her more than you do. But I always say, well, she's 22. Okay, she's young. I use Kyrie Irving, who's a lost soul, mentally until he was 32. He finally matured this year, and especially in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he still thinks the earth is flat or not, but he didn't mention it this year.
Right.
He was always a selfish player, and he just said dumb things. But, he's younger. Now he's 32. He's mature. Taurasi's 42.
Yeah.
Angel Reese has an excuse. She's 22. I was immature at 22. I'm sure I said a lot of dumb things and did a lot of dumb things when I was 22. I don't know about Rob. I don't want to throw you underneath the bus, but
I won't say.
You're not going to say. You're not going to admit anything right here on video.
I'm going to do. I'm going to do.
Always edit it out, Rob.
I'm going to do with the lawyer. I'm taking the fifth.
So I'm going to give Angel Reese a break, although I don't think she's changed any in the last 15 or 16 months. But that's up to her. But Taurasi's 42 years old. She acts like a bully, 12-year-old bully. I don't know how else to say it.
And for me, again, what this hatred or saying things like that about her, the question you asked me, what is this? What does this bring to your game? What does this bring out? What is this for?
I think she's trying to intimidate, I've done another video on that where she puts quotes about how she wants to F up rookies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's all part of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just think she's not a good person. And I think that's the bottom line. I think that's the real reason she does it.
So, Mark, you think, don't laugh now. So do you think after the game, if Clark drops maybe 20 points and has a fairly decent game, do you think if they walk by, you think Diana will give her hey, good job, Rook, or give her a hug? Like you see the other players, they'll hug the opposite players.
Well, I think she'll shake her hand. I don't know if she'll say good game. I still love that video. I still love that the marketing department put out that one we mentioned in another video where it said the GOAT, which again she's not, but I'll talk about that in another video, versus the Rook, and it was a poster and it was to sell the tickets to this game because it's in Phoenix. And then someone corrected it. It was on Twitter, which is now called X for some strange reason.
Yeah.
And someone on Twitter corrected it and said the granny versus the future GOAT or something like that. Yeah. So I just thought that was funny. So that's why I put that in the thumbnail for our video. Should the granny fly commercial? I thought
that's perfect. That's perfect.
And I give her credit for, she's playing great for 42. Like LeBron's playing great for 39, almost 40. Michael Jordan, when he came back, he still played well those 2 years. It's unbelievable if you can play well at that age. Any athlete that can play well. I mean, you're already 10 years past your, in her case, 12 years past her peak.
So do you think eventually Taurasi's going to retire, but do you think eventually she's going to give her any kind of props?
No.
Over the years?
No, maybe when she's 80 or something like that. Maybe after, because she's always going to want people to think she's the GOAT. And even if Clark makes it quite clear that she is, and I'm not saying she's going to make it quite clear, because I looked at the WNBA history of the players, and it's quite clear to me it's unclear who the GOAT is in the WNBA. I think it's clear in the NBA, and I think it's quite unclear in the WNBA. Right. And I think if Cheryl Miller, so I'll get into that in another video. But I don't know. This league is dominated by forwards and centers, so it's also harder if you're a guard. I think that's the problem with Taurasi's problem and Clark's problem in terms of showing that they're GOAT. They're less likely to win the MVP award, which I think has to be part of your analysis when you're saying who's the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll discuss that in the video.
All right.
Taurasi's only won one in 20 years, so that's just a little teaser for
he's giving you a little teaser there.
Little right. Teaser, like Kobe only won one. Probably should have won two, but he only won one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not the GOAT, but he's a great player. Anyway, so that's our video today. Let us know if you think Diana Taurasi should have to fly commercial for her sarcastic comment. I'm serious. Rob, I'm never sarcastic, am I?
Me neither. I know, neither am I.
Yeah, Rob, you're almost as sarcastic as I am. That's pretty bad. So let us know who you think's going to come out ahead. Not who's going to win the game. That's probably going to be Merker. But who do you think's going to play better today? And then do you think, okay, let's say Taurasi has the experience. She gets the ref calls today. And my theory is, so maybe it'll be – I don't see a slam dunk for Clark today. But in one of those two away games for Taurasi, home games for Clark, where the refs may be a little bit more favorable towards Clark, I can see her exploding for one of those two games. So that's just my guess. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Right. We'll see. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the game. I lied to Rob when I said I wasn't even going to watch it. I wasn't excited about it. I lied to Rob.
You just see his calendar. He's got marked off days. Today, he was given a calendar.
I don't think I'm the only one, Rob. I think every Clark fan has this marked. And anyways, all right. Well, we'll talk about who's going to guard whom in the other video, and you'll see that out today. Okay, so look for it. All right, and listen, hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit that notification bell when you do. We have a live show Eastern time, 7 to 8, and you can debate with me whether Diana Taurasi is the GOAT or not. And I'm also going to do a video on their college careers, and I'm going to show you statistically it's clear that Clark was a better player in college than Diana Taurasi. So look for that video. You can debate on Monday night. You can call up, or you can make comments and stuff like that. And Rob, if you like this video, hit the like button. If Rob likes it. And feel free to make intelligent, non-insulting comments and share the video with your family, friends, and enemies. All right.
All right.
And see you in the next video.